Hello everyone and welcome to episode 9 of DimWits Let's Play of Minecraft. And there's Dim over there. We're still, as we said at the end of the last episode, we're going to start, make more than a start on the enderman farm. We had started it before. We'd made this nice long bridge. We've done nothing at all to the bridge. This is how it's staying at the moment. We'll later be adding things like water. But if we go along here, we have made a start like we said we would on the main room here. So jumpy, and now I can't jump anymore because I'm all out of, well, I can't run anymore because I'm all out of food. So let's just get my hunger back up. There we go. Oh, one more. Excellent. So here is our room. Not looking all that flash at the moment, although I do like the floor. Combination of a design that I made and a friend of ours popped in. We could not get the colours right, and I showed him the colour palette we had to play with because he doesn't really play Minecraft, and he saw the purple block, and I think this is the first time I've ever seen a right situation for a purple block. It looks much better than we had it, I can assure you of that. So what we're doing here is we've started our drop zone. So we've got bone going all the way up here. I believe the drop is around 39 blocks, and we're just going all the way up to the top here. This is, to be fair, this whole area that we've done so far outside of recording has taken a fair few hours, but it was mainly because of trying to get the flooring to look right. It wasn't productive work. This bone structure here, of course, I mean that one there just took what, 20-30 seconds to do, so it's only going to be another 5 minutes and this part will be done. Then we have the awesome fun of creating a massive spawning platform all around this. That's the really boring part. I'll probably do a brief time lapse of that, but it's yeah, it's not something to be watching in real time on a video. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. We're going to finish up on here and then get started on that spawning platform, and then we'll probably go through the minor technical part of this to make it all work. We'll do that live, as it were. It won't be done and then, you know, jump cut, here it's done, because it could be useful for people who don't know how to make these. These are useful not just for XP, but also for your ender pearls. You basically, once you've made this, you have a limitless supply of ender pearls and ridiculously quick XP gains. So we'll hopefully be able to show you that by the time we get to the end of this video. We want it all to be working. So yeah, we'll see you when we start on the platform. And there it is, completed. Huge, huge, huge platform. It took a good few hours, and we realised quite early on that we'd run out of brick and we'd have nowhere near enough. So I went off and did what should have been probably a 45-minute mining session, but I got carried away. It lasted about 2.5 hours, and now including an entire inventory that I've just taken back to our base, we've still got a full shulker box of them as well, so probably got, I don't know, 40 stacks left over. So went a bit overkill there. Amusingly, the dimensions of this huge platform are 69 by 69, I figured out earlier on today. Now, to explain why. So, it dawned on me just before we started this piece that we hadn't actually explained it, and there might be those people that are watching that have no clue about these, and I didn't know until a couple of days ago. I had to go look it up, didn't know how it worked. So basically I've got a huge spawning area here now for enderman. You'll notice there are none, and that's because it's lit up. And there is nothing within, I don't know, a good few hundred blocks that they can spawn on. So we will be adding water to this area and this area to stop them spawning there. They can't spawn anywhere here, and they can't teleport through there, so that's great. We've also made it too high so they can't fit inside. So the only place that endermen can spawn now are up here once we remove the light source. And my god, can they spawn quickly. If we remove the light sources in here, we'd probably have about 60 to 100 endermen within a couple of within about 30 seconds, 20 seconds, if that. So we get all these endermen, and what we're going to do is we're going to make them drop down here and lose nearly all their life if we've calculated the drop correctly, and they won't quite die, and they'll get to the bottom and they won't be able to move. They'll be trapped, and we'll just be able to hit them, and we'll get their ender pearls, and we'll also get the ton of XP. So this will be an area where we go to get our XP, and we'll be doing our enchanting and repairs and things like that down there, because we can just get constant loads and loads and loads of XP from it. Might at some point put in some kind of system to collect the ender pearls, because I think your inventory will get full rapidly because you only have 16 per slot. So what we're doing now is we're doing the bit that makes all the endermen stupid enough to fall down this hole. So Dim here is creating this structure is not going to be here for very long. This is just a temporary structure to put an endermite into a minecart and have that minecart balanced on top of this fence post right here, and endermen go mental over endermites, and they'll go hurtling towards them at full speed, and I think they have a viewing range of about 50 or 60 blocks, which is why this is such a huge platform. I think technically it could be a bit bigger as well, but yeah, I think I've already made it too big, so I'm not going to bother with that. So what Dim's doing now is she's about to... she's jumping up and down. Right, so here she is, and what she's going to do is she's going to throw ender pearls, and she's going to keep on throwing ender pearls until an endermite appears. She's then going to trap that endermite into the word
minecart, but after you've name tagged it, because
yes,
otherwise that won't work. But before I do that, I wanted to ask if I'd put the fence post high enough.
Let me have a look. Pop down here. Yes, because they are 3 blocks or 2.75 blocks high, and by the time it sits on there, yeah, you've got a problem though, in that your minecart is at the same level there. Look, can you see on my screen?
Yeah, I didn't know if pushing it onto the onto the fence post was going to be easier than making it drop down to it, or I don't, because this was the bit that you tested out.
Yeah, well, this you basically need that to be one higher above it so it can drop down onto it. just a slight change. Don't look sad. I mean, you built all of that in the time that I dribbled on about the rest of it. So, okay, yeah, so what we're going to do is, as I say, we're going to throw ender pearls into the area until an endermite appears. We're then going to push the minecart onto the endermite after I've tagged it with a name so it stays spawned. And then it will be trapped inside the minecart. We will then drop it onto this fence post here, and then we can clear away all this debris. It won't be debris until we put it all away, obviously. And then we'll make a second one exactly the same as that one over here, do the same thing again, and then once we're happy with that, we need to run around and start removing all of these flames. But what we'll probably do before that, in fact, is to put water coming down off of the edge all the way around to stop them from spawning downstairs. If there's any chance, if we've missed anything, it'll stop them from spawning from downstairs. So oh look, and there's an enderman over there all the way in the distance. Okay, are we ready? I'm guessing.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, I thought the jumping might have said that. Have you created the hole down into the onto the post?
Well, we don't want to put a hole there just yet, because otherwise this whole minecart thing in two long square thing hole won't work.
Okay, it's just done differently to the way I do it. It's no problem. Okay, well, let's see how this goes then. Now, this can take a lot of time. When we were testing it, sometimes it would happen on the second turn, sometimes it would happen on the 50th turn. Now, we've got around somewhere between 60 and 80 of these ender pearls, but obviously every time you throw an ender pearl you lose life. So she's having to throw the ender pearl a couple of times, eat, throw the ender pearl, eat. So it's not a quick process. So if she doesn't manage to create one pretty quickly, then I'll do a quick jump cut and show you the rest of what we're doing. How's it getting on there?
I've used up nearly half a stack of ender. There we go.
And there's an endermite, and she's standing on it, and it's having a. Oh dear. That was bad. Because now I won't be able to give it a name tag, and she's died because she managed to make it too high so she can't jump out. Yeah, many bad things happen there. So yeah, I thought this too wide system wasn't very good, but she tried it a number of times and it worked perfectly each time. So yeah, maybe we'll try a different way, because obviously as soon as she moved, once the endermite was attacking her, she tried to move, and as soon as she moved the minecart, and the endermite fell into the minecart and then started attacking her brutally until she was dead. These are not good things. So I'll do a quick jump cut and we'll try that again. Right, I've tagged him and he's now dropped down. Excellent. Right, he was on the lip for a minute. Don't jump in there again.
I need to get out of him because he can hit me still.
There you go. Okay. Right, so if you want to jump up, he's been tagged. He's now called Bob, although it's no longer showing, but I think that's because he's moving so fast. But it definitely said Bob on his name. So I'm going to dig away these areas. Okay?
Yeah, only do the two that are closest to him though. Don't do the ones further away because that's to stop him flying off.
Yeah. Can you reach that one? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to give him a quick push, okay? Ow. That's an odd way for him to fall, but he fell. Is he on it?
Not really. I don't know if we need to push him slightly up here.
I'm very strangely being knocked around here as well. I don't know why. Okay, well I can get rid of this row up here so I can see a bit better. Okay. Yeah, that is a bit precarious, but I think that's the best we're going to get. I think.
Shall I break this block close furthest away?
I think that's the only way to tell if it's going to work, if we lose him or not. Well, he seems to be staying, so I'm going to try and break this one closer to me, okay? Yeah, I think he's on. Right, so let's just get rid of these. And he's precariously balanced, but we found during testing that as long as we set it up so that the enderman can't physically reach him, then he won't move. Occasionally you'll get an enderman standing here pushing against the post, but he can't touch that, so even though that's not completely central, that should do. So that took, after Dim died, it took a further 10 minutes of throwing ender pearls until this appeared. So we're gonna go and do the same thing again, but I'm gonna first off I'm gonna go and get some more ender pearls by killing lots of endermen, because we've gone through our entire, or pretty much our entire stock, and then come back and we're going to repeat the same thing again, so no need to record that. So we'll come back once we've got that up and running. Just so you know, these trapdoors here, although not absolutely necessary, because they're in the opened up position, when they're open like that, the endermen see them as a full block that they can stand on, so that means they have absolutely no qualms about walking straight over here and falling in. They believe that there's a block there, so that's why we do that. Anyway, we'll get this second one set up. I'll go and kill some more endermen, and then we have to start the fun of putting water around all the outside of this and setting everything else up. Okay guys, so we've just finished doing that, and we've only just started to remove the torches, and just look at the number that are just hurtling over there. They spawn in groups of 4, and sometimes those groups will spawn 2 or 3 of them at the same time. I mean, look at it, it's absolutely crazy. Yeah, I think this is going to work, considering we still got way over half the torches to go. So I'll quickly finish up here, and then we'll go down to the bottom and see if everything is working as expected. Okay, so we've got all that water done. We've removed all of the torches. We've got rid of the infinite water source, and I popped over because Dim is up above in spectator mode, so she's not causing any effect on anything at the moment. So they won't appear until I'm here, and you can see there's a couple coming down now. This is how quickly. I mean, geez, you can see from her view as well. It was like a bunch of spiders, and millions of them just coming down. And look, that's how quickly this is filled. So the question is, obviously, we can set up areas here that will make this better, because at the moment I can just walk straight in, and we see we've got one who's just landed above there. But just for the time being, let's see how this does. Now, I'm already a very high level. I'm level 80, so it's not really a fair test, but as you can see, as I'm killing them, you can see up there they're just spawning quicker than I can hit them. I mean, it's insane. And I think Dim's having giggling fits over there. Are you alright there, Dim?
He's just
I do apologise for her. So, what? I've been here 40 seconds, if that, and I've gone from level 80 to 81. Now, that doesn't seem like much, but the levels from 80 to 81 is massive. I mean, that's probably 20 or 30 normal levels when you start from level 1. And it just doesn't end. Now, I've turned off the sound completely for this area because this would deafen you otherwise. But let's have a look to give us an idea. Now, I've already got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, nearly 18 stacks of ender pearls from about a minute, and there's tons in there, as you can see. And look, I've still got XP chasing me. I've got just a massive balls following me. It's like a dream come true. Yeah, so there's I think this works. I think we can conclude that this definitely works. So yeah, we're going to need to add I see quite a few actually. We've got we've got about 10 or 15 that have landed on top somehow. I'll have to look into how that happened, because that didn't happen on the last one. But we can easily fix that by adding water on the roof here to stop them from being able to stand on this roof. That's not a problem. We can add that. We're going to need to add other things. As I say, we're going to need to add some chests, which I've got with me, to store lots of things. We're going to need an anvil. We're going to need an enchanting table, and I'll probably be setting up some kind of hopper system here, although whether I can make one that can work quickly enough to catch all those, I don't know. And it will very quickly back up, because I'm not going to have too many chests of ender pearls. There's just no need for them. So maybe I'll put 3 or maybe we'll just forget about that idea, but just let these things sit. So we might make this bit a bit prettier. Maybe have a step here or a half slab here, just to stop me from being able to walk straight in and getting destroyed. And I would, if I walked in there accidentally, I would die in an instant. So don't really want to do that. Okay then, guys, so I'll get on with trying to make this pretty with Dim, and we'll come back and show you hopefully the final product.
Okay, so this seems to be what we've finished on. We now have glowstone rather than all those hideous torches, and if we run down to the end, we'll see a whole load of endermen that have dropped down, and this is the room. So we've got lots of chests either side. This side I think will be mainly ender pearls. We've already filled one chest, starting on the next. I'd like to say we're not going to fill them all, but who knows, we probably will. Over here we've now got our enchanting table, where we can do all of our enchanting when we get to about level 30, just because otherwise it's a waste of XP. We've got our chest with lapis, books, some diamonds and sticks to make more tools as we go along. Some spare chests, bits and pieces. Our anvil for repairing and binding stuff. And then all of the chests this side. I think we'll probably put our enchanted books in there that we get from our AFK fish farm. Any of the good ones anyway, so that we don't have to keep running backwards and forwards. Because as you can see, it's a long run. So, I think we're happy with this. I'm sure Wits will probably point out some stuff he doesn't like, but we can change it as we go. Okay, so Wits just told me off because this was meant to be the final sort of goodbye part. So, goodbye. See you next episode.